Yo. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Welcome back to the evening stream. We are going to be doing a little bit of Vanguard, and then I think, well, I don't know, we'll just keep doing Vanguard for now, but maybe do some other stuff too, maybe some main quests, maybe some more powers. We'll see. We're just going to play it by ear. You got some more powers here to do anyway. All right, let's go over the cabinet chambers. We're going to do whatever we want to do, and it's going to be awesome. Yep. Huh.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Mujito, yeah,
Now,
pretty
Captain,
much.
We've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terramorph apocalypse. We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without data.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming. I only know what I was told. Its tissue matched the one from Londinian.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem.
Rude.
So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus
You said
far,
duties? She did.
if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If there's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request.
Whatever risks exist, they are outweighed by this imminent threat. I agree. The request should be granted.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me that we should do anything but wait.
Tell them the
And I will
particular
not risk
Terramorph was
galactic
dummy
peace
thick.
on a question of if.
Yes, a fair
call.
assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we can work through that.
Attention. An incident has
incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last
Thank you,
thing
Zero.
we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring
Do we
them in.
panic now? Yes, chat. Panic, please. This is the time we
We'll
panic.
have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before.
Yes, ma'am!
Go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Did they say there was an attack?
They're not letting us leave. This is bad, isn't it?
Chad, if you could please commence panicking at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
The EM rifle, grab it!
That's it.
Now!
With everything you've got. Stop! We're trying to help you! So long. I got you!
Okay, girl, we're trying not to kill them. My girl over here is like murdering them. You gone?
No. Any further.
Oh my God. Get out of their body!
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Sounds like we should probably hustle instead of just sitting here talking about it.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Hey, Thrax, what's up, buddy?
Busy right now.
Let's move!
For the Spaceport District. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest.
I'm sorry, these people need me.
You might back up! Don't just stand there! Good!
Oh my God.
Wait, officer? Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, for our team to spare.
I missed that the first time.
But I can't risk them taking
Philippe, let's not
over
spoil
anymore.
anything. We're gonna find out in the course of this quest line.
Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Thanks, buddy.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
Word.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
Oh.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
I absolutely do. We'll handle this. You two stay put.
Your call. We're on the line.
Okay. Bunch of jerks, man.
I'll fall in behind you.
Cohh's playthrough of Skyrim also have him constantly encumbered? Yes. Every game I play, I'm always encumbered.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
This is how I roll, dude. Co-cumbered.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Y'all had the line, "You're the heroes, not us."
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the clear
They said you all saved the city down there. Thank you.
Okay. They're just, you know, chilling.
Nothing's getting to the captain.
Absolutely to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
Yeah, I think so.
The next time
Captain,
Terramorphs rear their ugly
Hadrian,
heads, the UC is
it would
going to be
appear
ready.
that the Cabinet owes you our thanks
Thanks,
for
Happy
what you
Geek.
did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, there we go. Thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will
You
be supporting
don't
your
say.
collection of the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, VIP.
I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Me? Why not send a diplomat? Someone trained for this sort of thing, says the guy that literally has the diplomat background. Okay.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
You can count on me, ma'am.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Heroes were meant to down at that space.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer CohhCarnage. Start getting a plan together for that data.
The things we do here in the technical development benefits all of humanity.
Hello. Chief Yassine, these orders can't be... Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done.
Chat, consider it done. Oh.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
Never again.
Is that the best you can do?
Yeah, the whole you see is basically Starship Troopers. I know, right?
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs.
Hi.
I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
You're welcome.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste.
Is that the best
You
I
know
can
what
do?
the archives
Yes.
are, correct?
Yes, it is. It's where the collective wars stash all the best weapons and tech after the colony war.
It was a mutual agreement, but I suppose you touch on the spirit of it. So, you also know then that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Sana Musa says, I have to admit, Cohh's aim is miles beyond mine. Oh, no. My aim's actually terrible. I just play decent aim on TV. Yeah. You'd think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport attack.
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do
Diak,
mean
let me know what you think.
cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Let's do House Varun.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here.
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
What's wrong with House Varun?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Oh, Sano, I am 90% certain this is going to be an expansion or a DLC. Okay, when you only have like 3 major factions in your big city, and one of them has mysteriously disappeared into seclusion, if we don't see a House Varun thing down the road, I would be baffled. I feel like the whole reason they've removed them is so they can bring them in later. Yeah. It actually sounds pretty promising.
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore is actually still alive.
That's a good concern.
His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
What do I do if he's dead?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
That's so brutal. Has no one actually been inside the embassy?
The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
So, of course, you know, I like to think that I am... I like to think that I interact with chat a lot, and every so often... You know, I've been doing this a long time, but every so often, Twitch chat gets me with something I just didn't expect. And see, what I tend to do is I tend to read chat. I'm ADHD, so what I do is I just read the few first letters of chat all the time, and I'm constantly scanning it. So what I do is I'll read the message and then not the username. So I read this message, and it's, you know, yeah, Bethesda doesn't have many tricks or fun writing that they don't sort of ruin. And I was going to be like, well, actually, this is a good one. You know, like this is fun. This is going to be fun. And then I was like, well, I'm going to call that out. So let me go ahead and see who did that. My eyes move up the message to see that it was written by Taiwanese Gape Lord with Taiwanese misspelled. That's I would just love, like, that's one of those names when it's just like when you're putting in like your username on Twitch, I don't know if I want to know, but I'm slightly interested in knowing what was going through your mind. And you were like, let's see. What do I want to be known as? Let's go with Taiwanese Gape Lord. Oh, that's taken? Oh, well, let me just misspell Taiwanese a little bit. Ah, okay, there we go. Nice. I'm glad I could make you smile, Cohh. I think it was great. Thank you. That was a... Again, I've been doing this for 10 years. Not many names will stop me, but Taiwanese Gape Lord. Not bad, man. Not bad. Okay, I'll track him down. Not Taiwanese Gape Lord, but the guy in the gate. Okay.
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies
Gape Lord's
stated there's
good.
a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Tell me about the Freestar Collective guy. Cohh, can you get back to the game? I can see you don't like it at all. Oh, no, actually, I love this game. I really love this quest, but I loved it even more when I did it 3 days ago. So, yeah, we just heard most of this stuff, yeah. Still a great quest, though.
Good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
It sounds as though I will enjoy this.
Now,
you didn't do it with Andrasia. That was new.
Is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Other tools. Sounds like we need some leverage over Ambassador Radcliffe.
Said like you've done this before. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing
Good
is
show.
a quick way to land yourself
you,
in an
anonymous
embassy
gifter.
holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. maybe even convinced to work with you.
That's all the information I need.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. Oh, and I want you to have these. Someone with diplomatic skills like yours should know how to put classified intel to use. Or know when to grease a few palms. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed...
Did she just give us 10,000 credits for being a diplomat?
I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind.
Nice, dude.
Be smart out there, Captain.
Yeah, what if that was like a bribe? Bribe money.